Well, hello and welcome everybody to the New Health Conversation. Immediately, I want to address the censors who monitor the community guidelines for TikTok. So, the New Health Conversation is a podcast that's been around for more than a year now, and we, at times in the last couple of months, you've interrupted our restricted or shut down actually our podcast for huge misunderstandings about what you're interpreting, what we're saying, and versus what we are. The biggest issue has been something called disordered eating, and disordered eating is something that is of real concern, but not in this case. This is what's called protein pacing. Protein pacing is a registered trademark with the U.S. Patent Office. The U.S. Patent Office doesn't give out registered trademarks to anything that's unsafe. But more important than that, to put your mind at ease, this protein pacing is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world dealing with weight loss. So it's 100% safe. It's been vetted by the top medical doctors and researchers in the world. They don't publish things in journals that are unsafe for human beings. It is absolutely the safest thing that anybody could do. 5 days a week, they're actually having 4 meals a day, and 2 days a week, they're actually having 8 meals a day. How could it be disordered eating? So number one, it has nothing, you can't say it's disordered eating because it isn't, and it's medically proven to be safe. Number two, you had said at times that there was some sort of body dysphoria or body image. So let's clear that up. This is a detox. It is not a diet. And what we're teaching people is we're living in a toxic world, and the body is warning us through the bloating we experience. It's not because people added fat to their body. That's a lie. They have the same number of fat cells at puberty they do when they die, and the fat cells expand or contract. It has nothing to do with vanity. It's the body telling us that we're toxic, and we're pointing that out to people that fortunately this protocol has been vetted, and they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis proving that this is removing chemicals from the body. Those fat cells are shrinking, and that's why people are losing all this weight. It has nothing to do with body dysphoria. It has nothing to do with body image. Has nothing to do with vanity. Has nothing to do with comparing one person to another. The reality is we're all drinking, breathing, eating chemicals, and we're storing them in our body. And if we can do something about it now, medically proven. Last, you said that you're worried about original material or copyrighted material. Again, the researchers who did this, the number one weight loss researcher in the world, we have a big interview with him, and he came on and said they want us to publish their studies on our site. So it's available to the public. It's in the general, because we have so many people that want to come and look at our website. So the medical studies are there. So it's original content. They are copyrighted. We have all the permissions to do it. So everything that you've said about us is just a big misunderstanding. Even more importantly, as far as social media, well, TikTok in particular, we did a search to find out if there was anybody on TikTok with medical proof, and they came back, other than us and the pharmaceutical companies have medical proof, and we do. But everybody else, they said TikTok's major weight loss and health influences have no peer-reviewed human trials to back up their claim. It's all opinions, anecdotal evidence, top influences, despite massive followings, giving advice relying on borrowed interpretation of existing science, personal anecdotes, self-experiments, hyperclaims promoting unproven biohacks, diet supplements with no peer-reviewed human trial studies. So here you are at times, you've censored our content, and yet you're allowing all these people to come on and give opinions on TikTok without a shred of medical evidence. I'm including medical doctors and chiropractors and dietitians and nutritionists and fitness people. We're the only ones, other than the drug companies, that actually have medical proof behind everything that we're talking about. So hopefully we'll have no more problems, no interruptions with our podcast. It's changing the world. I would think, if anything, you'd be promoting the heck out of us, because we're coming with a natural solution for weight loss, a global problem with 2.5 billion people overweight, 1 billion people clinically obese, and we have a medical solution that's all natural. So that's all I can say. Okay, so Jean in Italy. Hello, Jean in Italy. This is available in Italy, by the way, Jean in Italy. Direlli, Samuel, Devi, Denise, Rinks, User 327, Mike Bargi, Judy M. Hello and welcome everybody to the New Health Conversation. I'm your host for this podcast. It's called The New Health Conversation. It is a podcast for a movement called The New Health Conversation. I'm going to put the website in the bottom for all of you to see. It's The New Health Conversation. It's right there. You can see it at the very bottom. Also, Anna Formaldi. I'm saying hi to you, Anna. And Anna, here's the website for you to see as well. If you want to go there, we don't contact anybody that goes to the website, because we want you to have the freedom to go and see the medical proof behind everything that I'm sharing with all of you today. So first of all, stop dieting. She ditched diets forever, dropped 60 pounds in 90 days, revolutionary natural detox with real food. There are no pills, no products, just and a new way of eating. I know I can't make it simpler than that. This is based on food. However, very specific food combinations. And here's how it works. Yes. No, not at the new, it's just the New Health Conversation. Exactly. Just the New Health Conversation. You can see it there, Anna. Okay, anyway, to make a long story short, the researchers who invented this are rated the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world, everybody. Okay. Nothing that I'm going to share with you on this podcast is my opinion. I've been a nutritional researcher for 23 years. I'll show you my bio here in just a moment, but I want to give you the general understanding of why you may want to pay attention to this podcast, which could change your life. First of all, you can lose as much weight on this in 4 days, at 6 weeks of any diet any of you have ever been on. I don't believe any of you would be on this podcast today. If you had found a diet where you lost weight and kept it off, I don't think any of you would be on this podcast. But again, you're seeking a solution. I'm glad that you're open-minded. But spend more than 2 seconds on here. Literally just give yourself the opportunity, give yourself the chance to see this real medical proof. I'm going to repeat it many times. This is the only weight loss protocol other than the drug companies with actual medical proof published in not 1, 2, or 3 journals, in 10 of the biggest medical journals that deal with health and with weight loss in the entire world. You cannot show me anybody else on social media. We can't find them with one shred of medical evidence. Like I already told you, they found when ChatGPT and Grok looked across social media, they said social media influences, major weight loss and health influencers have no peer-reviewed trials back up their claims. Instead, they only have opinions, anecdotal evidence, despite massive followings. They give advice based on borrowed interpretation of existing science, personal anecdotes, self-experiments, hyperclaims, promoting unproven biohacks, diets, or supplements with no peer-reviewed human trial studies. This is medically backed. This could change your lives. I hope you'll spend more than 10 seconds to find out about this. Again, stop dieting. She ditched diets forever, dropped 60 pounds in 90 days with a revolutionary natural detox using real food, no pills, no products, just a new way of eating. So the researchers who created it are rated the top weight loss researchers in the world. They've been paid for 40 years to analyze diets. They never found a diet in 40 years. Not only did people not just lose weight and keep it off, but 2/3 of everybody they studied gained more weight than they lost, because on any diet, this will shock all of you, 25 to 40% of the actual pounds you're losing are lean muscle mass. Every study is showing that, okay? The shots, for sure, the shots on average are about 40% of what you lose is lean muscle. We'll talk about the GLP-1s here in just a couple moments, and we're not against them. They're helping diabetics and people that are morbidly obese. But comparing to this, it's like you won't even believe the difference, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to just take a minute or two to listen to exactly what they did. Then you can do whatever you want to do. So the researchers, they, after 40 years, said diets just don't work. There must be places in the world where people are not overweight, and they found these other researchers who had found people in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, that no one was overweight. And the answer, the simple answer is so simple. Let me back up for just one moment. Did you all know that your body can't count calories? Did you all know your body has no idea what a calorie is? Do you know that this whole nonsense about calorie deficit to lose weight is totally made up? A calorie is nothing more than a measurement in a laboratory. You've never been hungry for a calorie in your life. The only thing you can ever be hungry for is nutrition. Now back to the people in these faraway regions. What did they do? They ate food with huge amounts of nutrition, and they could eat less food. I know it sounds too simple. So those researchers had found these foods in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. And these other researchers who were putting this new protocol together said, well, we want to use those foods in conjunction with food organic from your grocery store. So here's how it would work. You'd get a coach on this. You get a grocery list, free grocery list. You take it to the grocery store, but only 30%, if you took your total food budget last month, imagine you have no food. You're starting from scratch. You take 30% of the dollars you spent last month, you're going to spend at the grocery store, and you're going to have a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. The other 70%, you can't find any grocery store anywhere in the world. Those foods literally come from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, representing huge amounts of nutrition, to the point where the research call them the world's most perfect foods from a nutritional standpoint, which is the only thing you should care about. There's so much nutrition in those foods naturally occurring that they estimate there's about 300 different nutrients. So unless you're on a prescription for low iron or calcium, you need no supplements at all. So again, let's review. 30% of what you're going to spend comes from your grocery store of what you spent last month. 70% left over should just about pay for these exotic foods. Maybe you're going to spend another $25 or $30 a week, but the results are staggering, and they won't work without those foods from these other areas around the world. Because what they did for her and everybody, 5 days a week, she had 4 meals a day. She started with the World's Most Perfect Foods lunch from the grocery, lunch and dinner from the grocery list, and a fourth meal after dinner, the World's Most Perfect Foods. 2 days a week, no food in the grocery store, only these World's Most Perfect Foods. And this time, she ate 8 times a day to initiate her body to detox. Now, let's take a pause. Do you believe, all of you, that we're living in a toxic world? Do you believe you're toxic? If you don't, you're definitely on the wrong podcast. This is about detoxification with this major side benefit, this weight loss. So the researchers, in order to prove it was a detox, they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, and after each 48 hours, they proved that her body was able to begin to remove chemicals. Now, you're not going to get them all out in 30 days or 60 days or 90 days or whatever, okay? Maintenance is really pretty simple on this, but let's keep going. So they measured all these things, but they also saw in a month, blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides, all came down dramatically. And here was a big one, inflammation, which plagues everyone, including me and you, came down 25% in a month. No diet's ever touched this, ever. And then maintenance, simple. You have the world's most perfect food for breakfast every morning, a lunch and dinner, and every couple months do another 48 hour. Now, why do you need to do a detox? Because the chemicals aren't going on vacation. Don't be so naive. And why wouldn't you have, listen, if you can have the world's most perfect foods for breakfast every morning with 300 nutrients, why wouldn't you do it? Are you going to have oatmeal? Are you going to have bacon and eggs? Are you going to have granola? There's nothing to compete with this. Look, I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. 23 years. And I feel fantastic. Now, look at her. It's not just that she lost she lost 60 pounds in 90 days. Look at how much her body shrank. She and many of the other people. I'll show you a woman who only had 30 pounds to lose. She lost 21 pounds in a month. Now, it's even more dramatic there if you look at her. Now, remember, this has nothing to do with body image. This has nothing to do with body dysphoria. This is the medical proof. On the left, you're seeing the result of the fat cells in her body storing chemicals and expanding like a balloon. Day 30, look at her whole thing shrank. That's the detox. But we've got the medical proof to back it up. See, the main reason to do this, everybody, is not to lose weight. That's a throw-in. That's a given. I'll prove it to some of you here in a minute. If you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll blow your mind at how fast you can lose weight on this. Or you can follow these. Okay, so let me back up again. So again, if you say, well, this is crazy, where do you see this? This is a 65-year-old man, 40 pounds in a month, and look at his A1C went from 8.4 to 6.4, triglycerides 242 to 124. That A1C, if there's any medical people in here, it astounds them. That's a 25% drop in A1C in 30 days. That just doesn't happen. And then if we look at Eric here, look at this, everybody. How about 45 pounds? Now, he's younger, but look, 45 pounds in a month. It absolutely looks like a different person. I get it. It's the same person. But look at his medical. Triglycerides and LDL in half. And blood pressure, 134/91 dropped to 102/61. Hello? What do you think? I'd love some comments. Come on. I'm in a vacuum here. Come on. I love audience participation. I'm a nutritional researcher. I'm sharing with you the medical proof. You can think it's Photoshopped, and then I feel sad for you. Because what are you going to do? What's your alternative? I would ask any of you. Any of you, put it in the chat for me. Any of you. Are any of you familiar with anybody on social media with one shred of medical evidence other than the pharmaceutical companies and now this protocol called protein pacing, which has it's published in 10 of the biggest journals in the world. What are you following? Keto, paleo, Mediterranean, time-restricted eating, Cornish, Zone, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem, Noom, or doing the shots? Do you understand none of them work long term? Do you all get that? Let's talk about the shots for just a moment. We're not against them. They're helping diabetics and people morbidly obese. But let's look at the tail of the tape. This is the New England Journal of Medicine, 68 weeks, not 6 or 8 weeks, 68. That's 1 year and 4 months. I'm going to read from the study the results of semaglutide. After 68 weeks, the weight loss was 32 pounds, and of the 32 pounds people lost, 40% was lean muscle mass. Okay? Wait a minute here. Wait a minute. Kristen, she lost 21 pounds in a month. It took them 68 weeks to lose 32 pounds. This is a joke, isn't it? This is a joke. No, it's real, of course. Now, let me tell you, with all drugs, there's side effects. This study came out about a week ago. Wait till you hear this about the shots. What are they really doing? Listen, this is the headline of the study. The GLP-1 starvation epidemic, a medical disaster unfolding in plain sight. These so-called miracle weight loss injections, Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, Triepicide, are being pushed as ultimate fix for obesity. But behind the glossy ads and celebrity endorsements lies a truth. They are systematically starving millions of users from the inside out. This isn't a side effect. This is full-blown nutritional catastrophe that doctors are only now waking up to. Here's the raw, unfiltered reality. Scurvy is back, and it's hitting modern patients. Australian researchers just exposed the scandal. After 17 years of clinical trials on the shots, they barely bothered to track what patients were eating. Now we're seeing real cases of full-blown scurvy. Yes, Pirates disease, bleeding gums, open wounds, total exhaustion. British star Robbie Williams publicly blamed the 2025 scurvy diagnosis on these shots. I stopped eating. I wasn't getting nutrients. This is 2026, not 1700. How the hell do we let this happen? Up to 40% of the weight you're losing is precious muscle, turning you frail and broken. Forget the scale victories. You're losing lean muscle mass at terrifying rates, especially if you're over 40. This loss of muscle mass accelerates sarcopenia, osteoporosis, heart failure, and permanent metabolic damage. Woo! Let's do those shots. We're not against them. But buyer beware. Those are the side effects. You're literally starving to death. But all diets are doing similar to you. Here's why. A diet is based on you reducing the amount of food you're consuming. That's what the shots do. But did anyone ever tell you, did you ever think about when you reduce the amount of food you're consuming, you're reducing the amount of nutrition? Do they ever tell you this? And when your brain, because your body runs on 3 things, and one of them is not calories, air, water, and what? Nutrition. So when you're going on a diet, you're limiting the amount of food. Well, the shots are really limiting the amount of food, but you're also limiting nutrition. Well, your brain thinks you're starving to death and turns to your muscles for fuel, slowing down your metabolism and slowing down your immune system. And worse, a study just came out about 3 weeks ago. Losing lean muscle, which you're doing on every diet, not just the shots, is a contributing factor to what? Dementia. Yeah, wake up, everybody. What in the hell are we doing? Diets are miserable failures. And these people coming on and promoting it and not telling you about the side effects. Really? We're researchers. We're just giving you the facts. So, and you can do whatever the heck you want. But comparing even the shots results to her results, I mean, in this study, 68 weeks, 32 pounds, and 40% was lean. She gained 9% lean muscle, by the way. Gained 9% lean muscle mass. I mean, you can all see that this is just crazy. Let me show you something else, everybody. Look at this lady. 200 pounds in 11 months. 200 pounds in 11 months. It took them 68 weeks to lose 32 pounds. She lost 200 pounds in 11 months. Which one would you rather do? Or this guy? He lost more weight in a month. To lose 40 pounds, of course, if you extrapolated their numbers, you'd be almost at 2 years. And what are you all doing? You're following people that are giving you opinions. At least the drugs have backup, and those are the results that they're telling you. They went on to say in this study, New England Journal of Medicine, this is clinically relevant reduction in body weight, 32 pounds in 68 weeks. But 40% is lean muscle mass? I'm questioning, why would they say that? Are you all concerned at all about losing weight? Do you want to lose weight? Yes or no? Do you want to keep fooling around? So Tisha, the favored, Aldi, NW, Gad, Marina, Shannon, Duncan, LaSure. Hello, everybody. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be rude and miss you because we got so few people. What I don't understand is this podcast could save people's lives. This podcast is the only one that I can find with any medical proof. And it's not just what I'm saying is that our whole resume that we share with all of you is based on medical proof in 10 peer-reviewed human trial studies. Again, I would challenge any of you, put it in the chat. Are you aware of anybody on social media with any peer-reviewed human trial studies at all? Can anybody tell me? And again, if anybody would like to know, I'll either go through the whole thing and explain to you how she lost 60 pounds in 90 days with a revolutionary natural detox, not a diet, using real food, no pills, no products, just a new way of eating. So stop dieting. She ditched diets forever and she lost 60 pounds in 90 days, revolutionary natural detox. I mean, it's just so crazy that you have this available to you. And yet you can be in a position to change everything that's going on. I'm going to show you now someone that weighed almost 400 pounds, and this is 30 days. You're going to think it's photoshopped, I know. Where is he? Jeff Wright. Okay, here he is. 60 pounds in 30 days. That's 2 pounds a day. I hope that shocks you. Now, granted, he was about 380 or 390, but still to lose 60 pounds in a month. I see these guys struggling on TikTok. They weigh 500 pounds and they're excited to lose 3 pounds a week. I mean, they've already lost maybe 60, 70, 80 pounds, but now it's slowed down to a trickle, almost nothing. We've been so deceived by diets. They just don't work. All of you, you're kidding yourselves if you think that diets work. Well, if any of you produce that, she averaged 5 pounds a week. 5 pounds a week. Who would like to challenge that? And again, I'm still waiting for anybody that will, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you, you're going to lose as much weight in this in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet. Everybody comes on here and they go, wow, and I'm shocked because you're trying to compare this to diets. It's not a diet. It has nothing to do with dieting, nothing. And people just don't stay. It's so amazing. We have so many people that are flying by. I get it. You're busy. But when are you going to make yourself a priority? When are you going to say, you know what, diets really don't work? All you have to do, go to the mall, go anywhere and look at America, look what's going on. Johns Hopkins Medical School, I have this study right here. They said, Johns Hopkins Medical School predicts obesity apocalypse in 4 years. 86% of Americans will be overweight or obese in just 4 years. How many of you, I mean, that means 86% of you on this podcast are going to be overweight or obese in 4 years. Does that make any sense? Lashir joined. Lola joined. Hello, Lola. Aldi joined, the favorite. I don't even know if they're still there, but I think Lasher's there and I think Lola's there. And if you're coming on late, this is not a diet, it's a detox. You can see she lost 21 pounds in 30 days. It's not photoshopped, it's not tricked. And if you look at her stomach on day 1, look at her stomach on day 30, that's with no exercise. This is not about body image, this is about body, it's a detox. And the reason we have the bloat in our bodies is because the body, to protect us from the stuff in the water, air, and food, chemicals, it takes those chemicals as they enter our body from any of those sources and stuffs them inside our visceral fat, and that visceral fat expands like a balloon. You can see it on day 1, and then you can see it on day 30. Look at the difference. That's with no exercise. They actually wear Fitbits to prove they didn't exercise. So who would be excited about that? So again, I'm going to give all of you an opportunity here. If anybody would like to tell me how tall you are, male or female, how tall and your current weight, I'll give you an honest estimate about how fast you can lose weight on this. Because the minimum is going to be about 5 pounds a week. That's the bare minimum. So would anybody, man or woman, if you'd like to tell me what your numbers are, I'm happy to do that for you. So would anybody like to know? Yes or no? I don't know why everybody gets so shy. I'm a very nice person. Yes, I'm a researcher. I'm not going to embarrass you. I'm going to give you the medical numbers. A, what you should and could know, and how fast you can get there, and most importantly, how you can keep it off. The number one reason to do this is detoxification. Not the weight loss is we call it like the booby prize. We know that that's going to happen no matter what you do. So would anybody like to know, if you'll tell me how tall you are, your current weight, male or female, I'll tell you how fast you can lose. But again, for the new people swiping by, stop dieting. She ditched diets forever. Stop dieting. She ditched diets. She dropped 60 pounds in 90 days, a natural revolutionary, natural detox using real food, no pills, no products, and a new way of eating. That's it. I mean, it's so amazing. Hello, Mary Adams. So we're all in a position where we really could make a huge difference in our lives if that's what you want to do, any of you. But again, the bottom line is you're not going to do it with a conventional diet. There's no diet out there that they've measured, that they've found where it has anything like these kind of results that we're seeing. So who else would like to know how you can lose as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet? Anybody? Oh, MWO, I'm saying hello to you, MW. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the New Health Conversation podcast. So would anybody like to know, if they'll tell me if they're male or female, how tall they are? I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. I'll tell you right now, you're going to lose weight in 4 days that would take you 6 weeks on any diet. Now, you may not believe me. If you don't, I feel sorry. Let's see. Why is it doing that? I don't know. Anyway, I got computer issues going on now. That's crazy. No, I guess we're back. We're okay. So again, would anybody like to know, of the new people that just joined us? I'm telling you right now, you can lose as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet. Now, that may make you skeptical. You may not believe it. This is the only protocol you're going to find on social media, published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So it's 100% safe. Who would like to know? Who would like to know how to do this, etc.? Or I'll give you a free consultation. I just need to know, are you male or female, how tall you are, your current weight, and I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Who would like to know? Family with a rose joined. Hello, hello, hello. Again, who would like to know how fast? I guess the question would be, why don't you want to know? Do you think it's fake? Do you think it's not real? It's real, all right, because you don't get published in these major medical journals if it's not real. And this is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world for weight loss. It's going to make every diet obsolete. So again, would any of you, all you need is, are you male or female, how tall you are, and your current weight, and I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. And it's a detox. It's not a diet. It's based on food and a new way of eating. There's no products. There's no lotions, potions, pills, supplements. No. It's based on food. 30% of whatever you spent last month. First of all, imagine you have no food in your house. Let's start there. That's a better way to explain it to you. So if you took your total food, whatever you spent on food total last month, every cent, and take 30% of those dollars, that's all you're going to need to spend at the grocery store, and you're going to need a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. You got it? The other 70% of the money you have left, these foods aren't available in any grocery store anywhere in the world. They come from other researchers who went to these regions in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find these foods with huge amounts of nutrition and small amounts of food. That's what makes this work. But you're not going to go down to your local grocery store, your farmer's market, or Whole Foods or Trader Joe's where I shop. Because again, our food, even the best organic, is becoming more and more literally almost nutritionally bankrupt. I don't know if you all know that or not. That's exactly what's going on. So who else would like to know? Well, let me walk you through again. So the researchers, they had been paid for 40 years to analyze diets. They never found a diet that worked. 2/3 of everybody gained more weight than lost, because 25 to 40% of what you're losing on any diet you're on right now is your lean muscle mass, which is going to slow down your metabolism. You're going to gain all the weight back. It slows down your immune system. That's a really bad thing. And number 3, we know based on recent studies that losing lean muscle mass, especially when you're older, is a leading underlying cause of what? Dementia. So literally you're going on diets to make yourself unhealthy. Boy, that sounds like a great strategy. But who would like to know? Again, so I need to finish. So 30% of the food, I've been on live since 5 a.m. this morning. So what they did, they laid out a grocery list for you all to take to your grocery store, but only 30% of whatever you bought last month from proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables, serving sizes. The other 70% of the food didn't come from any grocery store, like I was saying. It came from these other researchers who went to places like Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find these foods with huge amounts of nutrition and small amounts of food. And then they created a new way of eating called protein pacing. You all can look it up. It's a registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office. And what they did, 5 days a week, she had 4 meals a day. She started with the World's Most Perfect Foods for breakfast in the morning. By the way, why do they call it the World's Most Perfect Foods? Because when they analyzed it, those foods contain about 300 different nutrients. 300, not 30. So what you're able to do is to give yourself these massive amounts of food, massive amounts of nutrition in less food. That's what makes this work. So 5 days a week, she had 4 meals a day. She started with the World's Most Perfect Foods, nothing from the grocery store, lunch and dinner from the grocery store list, and a fourth meal after dinner from these World's Most Perfect Foods. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these World's Most Perfect Foods. This time, she ate 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half for 2 hours. The diabetics on this, no one had insulin spikes. People who weighed 400, 500 pounds were not hungry. Most people reported within 5 to 7 days, all their cravings were gone. I just had someone in the last call, she said, well, I can't give up Coke, and you'll give it up, and you'll be able to keep it off for the rest of your life. This is not a diet, it's a way of life. And all of you could hit the trajectory to change the course of the rest of your life, or you can continue to do what you're doing, or believe these nice people, their influences, they don't have a shred of medical evidence. A shred. Can anybody put in the hello Betty, hello Camille, hello Oki Mayama, hello Josephine? Again, all of you. Who's serious? Are you serious about losing weight? Yes or no? Because all the medical studies say that whatever diet you're on now, well, here's Medicare. Here's what they said. Medicare's big search study. Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. Our researchers at Medicare reviewed the long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets and diets to assess whether any diet is an effective treatment for obesity. The studies showed that 2/3 of all dieters regained more weight than they lost. That's Medicare telling you that. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Hello, Benny. Anybody, if you're on any kind of diet right now, 2/3 you're going to gain, you're going to weigh more than you did when you started. Oh, you'll look back maybe a few months from now and say, you know, that researcher, he was right. But now you've lost 3 or 4 months of your life. You could literally start, it takes about a week to get, because 30% of the food, you just go down to your grocery store. Here's the grocery list. You're going to have that. The other 70% you're getting from these other researchers who will ship it. We have nothing to sell you. There are no products. You're getting it either from think of 2 different grocery stores in a sense. And those foods are high levels of nutrition. And that way you can eat less food, but it's the nutrition your body cares about, not how much food you're consuming. So I hope you'll all take advantage of this. So Caper J-E-A. I don't know if there's more to that name or how I look it up. Oh, Jeannie, Caper Jeannie. I see now. Okay, Jeannie, you got me. Yeah, let's see. Oh, you sure look like a nice person. Not that the rest of you don't, but I was just looking at a profile pic. Okay, so would any of you like to know? It's real simple. If you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, and I'll show you how you can lose as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet. Nobody's taken me up on this offer. Well, it happens sometimes, I suppose. People interested joined. Is that your handle, or you're saying you're interested now, or you're normally interested? I don't know. Let me know what you think. Mook69. Let's see. Angel, interested. Okay, Angel. So, Angel, what I want to share with you is you actually need to share with me. So, obviously, you're female, but how tall are you and what your current weight is, and I'll blow your mind at how fast you can lose weight on this. And there's no products. You're buying food, and you're going to get free coaching, all of you. We give you a free analysis and a free coach. Now, why do we do that? Because we got kids as young as 2 doing parts of this. We got a lady 92 with people with no thyroids, let alone Hashimoto's or hyperthyroidism or hyperthyroidism, goiter, or what's the other one? I'll think of it in a moment. Okay, and Angel, great. Okay, Angel, you're 5 feet, 155. Great weight for you. It's going to be about 100 pounds, 55 pounds. Get ready, Angel. First 4 days, Angel, 6 to 8 pounds. First month, Angel, at least 20 pounds. After 1 month, 135. It'll slow a little bit. The second month, 120. The third month, you're going to be very close to 100 pounds. Angel, put in the chat, how blown away would you be by those numbers? We see it all the time. And I'll show you right here. This lady here only had 30 pounds to lose, and she lost 21 pounds in a month. So I'm very confident in 3 months we can get you down there, because you basically need to lose about 2.5 times what she lost. And that's with no exercise. They were Fitbits to prove they did. So Angel, give me a thumbs up. Are you excited? Does that blow your mind? Can you believe it? How much different would your life be in 3 months if you're down to 100? Yeah. Here's the website you can go to. And if you go there, we're not going to contact you. Now listen, everybody, you get a free consultation with a coach. And they're going to coach you, not just the consultation, they're going to coach you the whole time for free. So Angel, tell me you see the screenshot that website, Angel, because you want to put that in Google. It'll take you to the website, but we won't contact you. We don't do that. We're scientists. So we're saying, look, if you like what you see, scroll down. You're in charge. You're in control. And get a free coach. The coaching's, there's no gimmicks. There's no tricks. 100%. The coaching the whole time for you, Angel, all the way to your goals. They're going to be there for you to teach you. D, I didn't say, you're not paying attention, D. Slow down a minute. You're buying 30% of the food, buying money at your grocery store. 70% of the money you don't spend at your grocery store is going towards these other foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. You must have come on late and missed that part. It's okay. It's no problem. I'm not being arrogant. I just want you to understand that this coaching is free. And the reason that the coaching is free, we all got coached. And so many of the people have had such amazing results on this. They come back to us and said, listen, we'd like to help. We'd like to coach somebody else. I don't know if, D, if you ever saw the movie, Pay It Forward. This process, you're going to the website. Good. Okay. So look, here's the website you all can go to for free. And what's on the website? The medical proof. But if you like what you see, scroll down, you get a free coach. But the New Health Conversation is a movement, everybody. It's not a company. We don't have anything to sell you. See if you go there. The only thing there's is medical proof. So does that make sense to you, D? Do you understand now? If you don't, I'm happy to explain it to you. And Angel, I'm excited for you to go there. And anybody else, if you'll tell me. Good. I hope you don't think I was being disrespectful. I wasn't at all. But you got to understand, I have so many pieces of data I'm juggling in my head. I just want to make sure, and I can't remember, did I go over it? Did I not go over it? Because I'm repeating it obviously over and over as new people come on all the time. So D, if you want to, you don't have to, no obligation, but if you'll tell me if you're male or female and how tall you are and your current weight, I'll blow your mind at how fast you can lose weight on this. You're going to basically lose as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet you've ever been on, and you can keep it off. I just went over it with Angel. She's going to lose in about 3 months what would take her probably a year and a half on any diet, just to give you an idea. Everybody on this, men and women, are losing the kind of weight in 4 days that would take 6 weeks on any diet. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean, well, I asked you, are you male? Okay, let me see. Okay, so you're 178. Wow, you're pretty tall. That's good. Okay, so at 178, 6 feet, okay, you'd want to be about 90 kilos. So watch this very carefully. The first 4 days on this D, you're going to lose 4 to 5 kilos in 4 days, okay? In the first month, at least 10 kilos, getting you to 97 kilos after 1 month. I'd say 87 kilos after 2 months. 77 kilos after 3 months, 77. Yeah, we need to get you down 77. No, 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 that's too much. Sorry, sorry, sorry. You're 107. Okay, so let me go backwards. So 97 after 1 month, 87. Yeah, because I want you to be about 90 kilos. Isn't that what I said? Did I mess it up? 90 kilos. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so this is going to be very fast for you. In the first month, you're going to be at about 97 kilos. So in 2 months, you should be at your goal. 2 months or less. D. Tell me how excited you are about that. Now, D. Also, I want to explain something to you. This is not available everywhere in the world. It's only available in the United States, Canada, Mexico, Puerto Rico. It's available in New Zealand, Australia, and anywhere in the EU. I hope you're in one of those countries, because if you're not, it's not available. I have nothing to do with that because we don't sell you anything. So D, well, you're blown away, D? I'm glad you are. I'm glad. We see it all the time. It's not. D, look at this gentleman here. That's 20 kilos in a month. He's 65 years old, D. 20 kilos in a month. Notice, I didn't promise you that. I'd rather underpromise and overperform. So, oh, you can't do it. It's not available in Africa. That's what I was afraid of. I'm sorry. I have nothing to do with that, D. I have nothing to do with it. We don't ship. We have no products to sell you. I get frustrated. That happens a lot with people, South America, in Africa, in the Caribbean, in Southeast Asia. Nothing I can do. I'm terribly sorry. Yeah, oh no, I know. So there's nothing we can do. Sorry. So would anybody else like to come on? I'm so sorry, D. Would anybody else like to come on and tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight? I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. So who else would like to know about how fast you're going to basically lose as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet you've ever been on? So who else would like to know what's possible in this? Well, at least we got a lot of hearts going. We're at 793, and we've been on for what, 42 minutes? That's pretty good, actually. Who else would like to make a comment and I don't see any people over there on the other side that are commenting. We're getting lots of comments over here on TikTok, but we're not getting so many comments over on the rest of social media. I don't know why. So again, who would like to know, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight? This is not, everybody, she stopped dieting. She ditched diets forever. No dieting. She did not diet. She dropped 60 pounds in 90 days with a revolutionary natural detox using real food, no pills, no products, and a new way of eating. And it was done with food. But the foods were limited. 30% of the food you would buy from a grocery store wherever you are in the world. The other 70% of the food, here's what makes it work, comes from these remote areas in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. And these are the foods these people eat, and no one's overweight. And these foods, they call them the world's most perfect foods because they contain huge amounts of nutrition. So much so that the research, that's why they call them the world's most perfect foods, about 300 different nutrients. So do you think you can take 300 pills a day? I know I can't. So I'm saying hi to Emiki, I'm saying hi to Maggie, I'm saying hi to Marion, I'm saying hi to T-Bone Page. Oh, I know T-Bone Pickens. I'm kidding. I don't know him. I really don't. But T-Bone Page. That's a cool name. So all of you, listen, I'm the host of the New Health Conversation. You're on it right now, this live podcast. It's not pre-recorded, it's live, it's not AI. I'm actually a real person. Maggie Rivera. Hello, Maggie. Nice to meet you. Vernus Vimisi Edwards. Hello. I wish some of you would stick around because I'm going to give you, it takes me a few minutes to explain how this works. But again, how are you interested in losing as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet? It's totally safe, and it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. It's completely safe. There's nobody else on social media that we can find with any peer-reviewed human trial studies at all. So Maggie, if you want, if you'll tell me, Maggie, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. It'll blow your mind. You're literally going to lose as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet. In a month, you'll lose the kind of weight that would take you about a year on diets. We have the medical proof to back it up. So Maggie, this is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. And up to this point, Maggie, okay, Maggie, I'm 5'5", 190. Thank you for doing that, Maggie. Okay, 5'5", a great weight for you is going to be about 120 to 70 pounds. Maggie, listen to me carefully. In the first 4 days, you're going to lose 6 or 8 pounds. In the first month, Maggie, minimum you'll lose is about 20. So 170 after 1 month, 150 after 2 months, 130 after 3 months. So about 3.5 months, you should be about 120, Maggie. Put in the chat, how excited would you be about those numbers? You're not on a diet, you're on a detox. I'm going to explain exactly how it works. But first, I want your reaction to those numbers. And we see it all the time, Maggie. You're not an experiment. Well, look, she lost 60 pounds in 3 months. Why can't you do that? Of course you can. You need to, a little bit, you want to lose about 70, but you can eat, you're going to at least lose like 60 in the first 3 months with no exercise. They all wore Fitbits to prove they didn't exercise. I know, Maggie, but it's only because you've never done anything like this before. So, Maggie, a couple more questions that'll help you understand what we're doing here. Do you believe, Maggie, that we're living in a toxic world? And do you believe you're toxic? And do you know what that means? So give me some yeses or nos or whatever. Because if you don't believe you're toxic, you're on the wrong podcast. This is a detox. It's not a diet. The side benefit is the weight loss. And she gained 6 to 9% lean muscle. It's not up for debate. I know, Maggie. Yeah, I got it. So, Maggie, what do you think? Do you believe you're toxic? And in the research that they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, and proved without a shadow of a doubt that this was helping the body remove chemicals, and that's why she shrank so much, and so many of these other people. Even if we look at Kristen here, she only had 30 pounds or 15 kilos to lose. In 30 days, she lost 21 pounds or 10 kilos in a month, Maggie, in a month. So tell me how excited you are about that. Oh, you're saying detox, right? Okay. So Maggie, first of all, before I forget, just here's the website you can go to, and I'm going to explain to you exactly what's involved to create those numbers, okay? So there's the website. Give me a yes if you can read it, Maggie, and screenshot it, because you simply would put it in Google, you'd go to the website, we will not contact you. No way. Here's the medical proof. You get to see it. If you like it, scroll all the way down. Free consultation and free coaching. How much is the consultation? 0. How much is the coaching? 0. What's the other shoe? What's the catch? There's no catches. The only thing you're buying, Maggie, is food. I'm going to explain it to you right now. The researchers, Maggie, who put this together, they're voted the top weight loss researchers in the world, Maggie. For 40 years, they were paid to analyze diets. They never found a diet that worked. 2/3 have already gained all their weight back, and 25 to 40% of what you're losing on any diet, Maggie, you've ever been on is lean muscle mass, which slows down your metabolism. That's why you gain all the weight back, but it also slows down our immune system. And now they know that the loss of lean muscle, there was a big study just came out about 2 weeks ago, it's an underlying cause of dementia in older people. Okay, so what these researchers did, they said there have to be places in the world where no one's overweight. Well, they found other researchers who basically confirmed that. And these researchers had gone and found foods in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, no food you can buy in a grocery store, and none of those people were overweight. And guess what the secret was? The foods they were eating just had really high levels of nutrition, so therefore they could eat less food. See, Maggie, the point is you've never in your life ever been hungry for a calorie despite what you may have been taught or you thought. A calorie is a measurement in a laboratory. It's not a real thing. Nobody, and this whole idea about this calorie deficit to lose weight is total hogwash. It's just hogwash. It's not real. As a matter of fact, even Harvard Medical School, I've got it right here, stop counting calories. This is what Harvard Medical School, Maggie, said about counting calories. The idea of a calorie in, calorie out when it comes to weight loss is not only antiquated, it's just wrong, says Fatima Stanford, obesity specialist, Harvard Medical School. We've been taught that losing weight is a matter of simple math. Cut calories 3,500 and you lose a pound. But as it turns out, our experts are now learning that this age-old strategy is totally misguided. So the key here, Maggie, is that you're able to consume less food with more nutrition. And by doing that, when you start out, the first 5 days, this is until you lose your weight, you're going to have 4 meals a day. You're going to start only with these world's most perfect foods from around the world, lunch from the grocery store, dinner from the grocery store, and a 4th meal after dinner, the world's most perfect foods. 2 days a week, Maggie, no food from the grocery store, only these exotic foods around the world. And this time, she ate 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half for 2 hours. And that's what allowed her body to detox. See, Maggie, every night when we go to sleep, maybe you know this, once the body, that's why eating too late would be so bad. You have to slow down digestion to turn on a natural detox mechanism contained in all of us called autophagy. It happens every night when the body gets rid of the dead cells. Well, they basically recreated this when she was awake. And how did they know? Because they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis and prove without a shadow of a doubt this is removing chemicals from her body. The main reason to do this for anybody is to detox your body. The weight loss is the byproduct. Does that make sense, Maggie? And then maintenance is simple, Maggie. You have the world's most perfect food for breakfast in the morning, a lunch and dinner, and every 2 months do another 48-hour detox. Why? Because the toxins aren't going on vacation. Maggie, give me a yes. Thanks for the info. Look on site. My lunch break. Okay. Maggie, you understand where to go, though, right? Here it is. The New Health. Go there and you get a free coach and free consultation. Okay, here it is. And the only thing you're going to buy, Maggie, is is food. Okay, who else would like me to do a breakdown for them? If you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Who would like to? No, thank you, Maggie. I hope you'll go there. It could change your life, Maggie. It could totally change your life. Hello, Michelle Popple. Hello, Majawa1. I'm sure I mispronounced your name. Michelle Popplewell. Okay, now I got it. Great, great. Letty Rodriguez, follow the live creator. Thank you, Letty, for being here. Again, who else? I'm not scary, everybody. I'm your friend. I'm a Let me show you so you don't just think I'm just some guy up here talking. I don't want to impress you, but I want to press upon you. Look at this, everyone. These are my credentials. The podcast or the movement is called The New Health Conversation. That's the website you want to go to. But look, I've written 4 best-selling books, some of the biggest medical doctors in the world. I did 20 shows on public broadcasting, 1,500 live lectures around the world in hospitals and universities. They even flew me to China, and I was the keynote speaker at Autism One in Chicago, one of the largest autism conferences in the world, 2 years in a row. So again, I'm not just some person up here yakking. I'm a nutritional researcher for 23 years. By the way, my books, they're not for sale on our website. We have nothing on the website to sell. We don't want you to have a scintilla of thought that we're trying to sell you anything. We want to educate you, and if you like what you see, scroll down, you get a free coach and a free consultation. How does that sound to everybody? Isn't that great? So let's come back to the start. Stop dieting. She ditched diets forever. Stop dieting. Why would you want to diet after we explained to you here you can lose as much weight in 4 days as in 6 weeks of any diet and keep it off for the rest of your life? Why would you think you'd be interested in diets? Anybody. So again, I'm curious, or are you curious? If anybody will come on the chat and put in if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight. If you're just scrolling by this, you're making a huge mistake, and here's why. This is the only protocol you're going to find on social media. Well, certainly we've researched through TikTok, et cetera. There's nobody on TikTok with any medical proof other than us and the pharmaceutical, the drugs, the GLP-1s. So why wouldn't you want to know more about this? And I'm willing to give you a free consultation. I just need male or female, how tall you are and your current weight. It's going to blow your mind. You're going to lose as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet. I'll tell you right now, those are the averages. So who would like to know? Landon Osman. Hello, hello. How are you, Landon? No, is it Landon? Maybe it's Layden. I hate mispronouncing your name. I really do. I apologize. I'm not trying to do this. Is it Layden? I wonder how Layden. Huh. I don't know if you can tell me phonetically. It's okay. I just don't want you to be mad at me that I'm being impolite, because I'm very, very polite. I'm a nutritional researcher for 23 years, 1,500 live lectures around the world. Now I think I'm approaching almost 2,000 podcasts on TikTok. They tell me every time that I have more time on TikTok lives podcasts than any other person in my field. That's a pretty big deal. But it's just because I'm so devoted to all of you to give you my job is to make you aware of what's available. My job is not to convince you. My job is not to sell you. If you go to the website, you see the medical proof. And if you like it, scroll down and you get a free coach, not me. Not that I wouldn't do it, but I'd be a horrible coach because I'm on lives probably between 6 and 10 hours a day. Some of them last 3 hours. It depends how many people want to ask me questions. So Annette, hello, how are you? Dan, hello, how are you? So this, everybody, is not a diet. Stop dieting. She ditched diets forever, dropped 60 pounds in 90 days with a revolutionary natural detox using real food, no pills, no products, just a new way of eating. Excuse me, everybody. Lisa Horton. Hello, Lisa. So if any of you, whether it's Candon or Lisa or Lynn, any of you, if you want to know, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight. I need just, are you male or female, how tall you are, your current weight, and I'll show you and tell you how fast you can lose weight. You're going to lose weight on this in about 4 days. It would take you 6 weeks of any diet, and I'll prove it to you if any of you would like to know. Hello, Karina. Karina, I think that's right. That's just where the Olympics were in Italy. Oh, that was great. I love the Olympics. PD, P, PT, I'm going to call you PD. I don't know what else to call you. So again, would any of you like to know? Or I can explain to all of you, just give me a yes if you want me to just explain how did she lose 60 pounds in 90 days, not on a diet. Either way, I'm happy to do it. But normally I like to give people an idea about why they should stick around and listen to why in the world, why does this work? Why is it different? Why is it unique? Hello, Charlene. I am saying hi to you, Charlene. Hello, hello. So any of you, Charlene, I'll tell you right now, if you'll tell me if you're how tall you are and your current weight, I'll blow your mind at how fast you can lose weight in this. It's not a diet. It's a detox, and we all should be detoxing. Hi, Charlene. I'm saying hello to you, Charlene. I'm here. I'm not I'm not AI. It's not pre-recorded. It's absolutely live. Hello, Team Marie. I'm saying hello to you as well. So Charlene or Team Marie or any of you. Okay, Charlene, 120. Okay, Charlene, before I go any farther, let me ask you a question. And that question is, you have to be in one of these countries in order to be able to get the foods. You have to either be in the United States, Canada, Mexico, Puerto Rico, New Zealand, Australia, or the EU. Are you in any of those countries? Because otherwise I don't want to get your hopes up and then you can't get them. Because these foods come from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, are not available in all countries in the world. So, Charlene, hello, T. Marie. Nice to meet you. So, Charlene, are you in? See, Charlene, that's what I'm afraid of. It's not available in South Africa. I apologize. I'm really sorry, but I can't do anything about it because it's not, I don't have anything to do with shipping. I didn't find the products. Yeah. Oh, Team Marie. Okay, great, Team Marie. So, Team Marie, if you'll tell me how tall you are and your current weight, I'm going to blow your mind at how fast you can lose weight. Let me warn you, Team Marie, right now. You will think I'm lying to you. You'll think it's sales hype. But the reason it's not, Team Marie, this is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. If you understand about peer-reviewed human trial studies in medical journals, there's no editing. There's no exaggerating. They take the medical data and they validate it. Did people really lose this kind of weight in this period of time? Was it safe? What happened to their blood pressure? How about their blood sugar? How about their cholesterol? How about their triglycerides? They looked at all of that. It's the most advanced medical research ever done. Oh, okay. You're 5'6", 197. All right, a great weight for you is going to be about 135. So 135 is going to be, 135 is 62 pounds, if I'm correct. 135 plus 62 is 97. Yeah. Okay. So, first of all, Team Marie, in the first 4 days, you're going to probably lose 6 to 8 pounds. In the first month, minimum you'll lose, minimum is probably 20 pounds. You'll be 177 after 1 month, 157 after 2 months. 3 months, you're going to be right at about 137. You're literally going to be at your goal in 90 days. Tell me how excited you are about those numbers. Team Marie, tell me, how excited will you be? It might happen faster. I know, but it's all the time, all the time. Now, Team Marie, were you around when I walked through what she actually did, what they all did? Here's the website you can go to for all of you. I'm typing it at the bottom of the chat. It's called The New Health Conversation. Team Marie, you can screenshot it, go there. We will not contact you. We don't do that. But if you like what you see, Team Marie, you get to choose. you can scroll down and get a free coach. How much is the coaching? Zero. How much is the consultation? Zero. What do you buy from us? Nothing. What do you buy? Food. So T. Marie, oh, just came in. Okay, let me finish. Let me bring you up to speed. Now, T. Marie, just a couple things that are really important for me to understand. T. Marie, do you believe we're living in a toxic world? And do you believe you're toxic? Yes to both of those? Just tell me. I need to know. Because if you don't believe you're toxic, you're on the wrong podcast and it won't make any sense because this is a detox. Okay, great. I mean, not great that you're toxic. Don't hear me say that. I don't do that. So this was invented, T. Marie, by they're voted the top weight loss nutrition researchers in the world who had been paid for 40 years to analyze 40 years, 4 decades. They never found a diet that worked, and they found that 2/3 of everybody on every diet, T. Marie, gained more weight than they lost because 25 to 40% of what they were losing was lean muscle mass. I don't care what diet you've ever been on, that's what's going on. So they said to themselves, there must be areas in the world where no one's overweight. Right now, we have 2.5 billion, T. Marie, in the world overweight and 1 billion clinically obese. And the current projections from Johns Hopkins Medical School in the United States, let me read it to you. Johns Hopkins Medical School predicts obesity apocalypse in 4 years. 86% of Americans will be overweight or obese in just 4 years. So they're calling it an apocalypse. I don't know what else to call it. If 86% of Americans are going to be overweight or obese in 4 years, we got a real problem on our hands, right? Okay, now, so what the researchers did, they found other researchers who've been going for 20 years to areas of the world in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, and bringing back foods with huge amounts of nutrition. But they never put everything together. The people in those greens, in those areas, and the reason that they're not overweight is because their foods have huge amounts of nutrition, and therefore, guess what, Team Marie? They eat less food. That's the secret to this. So what you would get if you did do it, you're going to get a grocery list you take to your grocery store, but only if you imagine you have no food in your house, all of you. 30% of what you spent last month, that's all you're going to spend at the grocery store, leaving you 70% of the money to get these foods that literally come from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, and New Zealand. And they represent what the research called the world's most perfect foods because they contain about 300 different nutrients. Not 30, 300. So you're in a position where you're flooding your body with massive amounts of nutrition with very little food. Now, they invented a new way of eating based on this. So here's how it works. 5 days a week. By the way, this is a registered trademark. Tina, you can look it up. It's called protein pacing. Registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office, okay? So 5 days a week, you'd start your day with the world's most perfect foods, all of you for breakfast. You'd have lunch and dinner from the grocery list, and then a fourth meal, the world's most perfect foods. Then 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store. Now, Tina, this is the great part. This is the detox. See, Tina, every night, maybe you know this, when you go to sleep, as long as you didn't eat too late, your body slows down digestion and turns on a natural detox mechanism called autophagy when your body gets rid of the dead cells. It happens to all of us every single night as long as we don't eat too late. Well, the researchers felt they could replicate this when she was awake. So they did it. So in those 48 hours, what's happening, you're eating every hour and a half, you're getting really small amounts of food, but with huge amounts of nutrition. Does that make sense? So what happens is the body begins to detox. But they went one step farther. They did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis and proved this is removing chemicals from the body. They also saw that, like, for example, diabetics on this, they had to cut their insulin by 50%. People who are pre-diabetic, at the end of 30 days, they were no longer pre-diabetic. And we're not treating, curing, diagnosing, and preventing any medical diseases, or diagnosing them either. But we're sharing with you exactly what's in the medical studies, Tina, that are on the website for you to see. We shouldn't have to convince you. If you don't believe in peer-reviewed human trial medical studies, then you should probably never take a drug again, because no drug ever gets approved without going through a peer-reviewed human trial study. But these nice people that are on, TikTok and whatever, they don't have a shred of medical evidence. Tina, let me ask you that question. There's a vegan version. There's a vegan version. Don't worry about that. Absolutely a vegan version. Don't worry about that at all. And obviously there are vegan proteins, so you're okay. You're okay, T. Marie. But just, if you fill out the form, make sure you put in there you're vegan, so we want to have you have a coach who's familiar with vegans, because we got medical doctors and chiropractors and nurses and PAs and just a whole host of people across the board. because you still want to be able to detox, Tina. And that's really it. Now, if you go to the website, Tina, it's also going to say, if you get a free coach, it's going to say 100% money back guarantee. That's a little misleading, not on purpose. You see 70%, so imagine 30% of the food you're going to buy, you just go to your grocery store and get your vegan stuff, right? But you're going to get a list of proteins, fats, carbs, and fruits and vegetables, but the proteins will be vegan proteins, not animal proteins. You got it? Then the other 70% of the food you're going to get comes from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. There's no meats involved in that either, but they represent about 300 different nutrients. And then that's all you're buying. And you're going to spend, most people tell me they spend about, whatever they spent last month total, that's about all you're going to spend here. Maybe another $25 a week. So it's very, 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 there's not a lot of varies, very affordable. Does that make sense to you, Tina? So Team Marie, here we go. Look, here's the website. Again, I'm putting it in for you. But just tell me you're excited about those numbers to get down to those weights in that period of time. Please tell me, how excited are you about it? And do you understand now? But you're also going to get a coach, any of you, for free. The coaching's free. There's no gimmicks. There's no tricks. There's no like, oh, yeah, well, after a week, we're going to charge you for coaching. All the coaches volunteered. They had amazing results. They came to us and said, look, we'd like to coach other people. I mean, we got medical doctors helping us out because they're so moved. They're helping patients. It's just amazing how amazing this is. Good, T. Marie. And remember, T. Marie, don't do at. Do just the New Health Conversation. Reason, if you do at, it'll take you to my TikTok site. There's 1,500 videos there, but there's no medical proof and you won't get a coach. So just make sure you just do the New Health Conversation, okay? Who else would like to ask me a question? Because I do need to rest my voice. We're now at 1 hour and I'm going to be about an hour and 10 minutes. If I don't rest my voice, I won't make it through because I'm going to do at least 2 or 3 more podcasts yet today. Would anybody else like to ask me a question before I end this podcast? Anybody? All right, everybody. I am going to end this podcast. So right now it's about 20 minutes of 2 Eastern Standard Time. So I would say 20 minutes of 2. I'll come back on probably 20 of 2, 2:30, about 4, or let's see. It's 1:45 now, 3. Yeah, I'll come back on probably around 3:30 Eastern Standard Time today. Okay, everybody? I'm excited going to the site. Well, you should be, T. Marie. You're about ready to. T. Marie, I joke with ladies all the time. You know what the most expensive part about this is? The new wardrobe you're going to have to buy. So you have to go shopping. I'm serious. You're going to lose a whole dress size in the first week, typically, T. Marie, in the first week. Okay? All right, everybody, I'm going to say goodbye for now. I want to thank all of you for being here and look forward to helping as many people as we can. All right?